Okay, so now we are going to put all of our Illustrator work and collect them into a sampler layout, if you will, right? Um, and to do this, we're going to place our Illustrator files into InDesign and InDesign layout, and I'm going to show you the steps on how to do that. Okay. I think you've been using InDesign since the beginning of class, so this should feel familiar, more familiar, right, with each week that goes by. But we're going to try and continually challenge ourselves with little new tips or new tools or new just refinements for our layout. So I'm going to create a brand new layout. It's going to be for print. Now we're going to have a lot of different things, for our sampler in Illustrator. So we're going to use a larger piece of paper. It's going to be called a tabloid. It's 11 by 17. So it will be a little bit larger. Make sure that you have your units in inches so it's less confusing. You do have the option of whether you want it horizontal and portrait or landscape. So one's more vertical and one is horizontal. For this week, I'm going to do the horizontal layout, landscape. We will not be using facing pages. We're going to have 2 pages in our document this week, but we will still uncheck this. And then you're going to create. All right. So this should look kind of familiar. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and I'm gonna start off with saving my document. Make sure you know where you're saving it to. And a previous file. I'm gonna rename it. All right. So our objective here is to place our EPSs into our layout. So you're able to kind of see all your work in one place. Okay, set this aside. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File, Place, and I'm going to find my EPS. So I made all of my different examples in one EPS file from Illustrator. That's how I was just doing the demo. If you feel like you want to do one for each section and that's how you made it, that's fine. I'm just going to show you this one, and then I think you'll be able to easily see how you can just import the individual ones for each example, but I'll show you. So our sampler, you're going to have a layout, 2-page layout, where you're going to divide the page in InDesign. So you will have 6 sections where you're going to show your example of what you made in Illustrator. Okay. So just a couple seconds ago, I went to File, Place, and I'm choosing the Illustrator file. I'm going to show you how it opens up so it doesn't look weird to you. But everything that I made in Illustrator is here. You can see it, right? I'm going to ask you to break things up. So it's a little bit more organized. So you'll get more practice in organizing information on your page. Um, and one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this image. And I'm going to kind of crop out the different areas that I don't want. Okay. On your assignment sheet, you're going to see that I'm going to ask you to partition your page and show examples of a rotation. I'm going to ask you to show an example of a compound shape with a letter and a shape, with a shape and a shape, with another example of outline words, another example of umbrellas. So I want you to kind of organize your layout. That's why I'm showing this to you now. So if you want to follow what I do, that's up to you. I encourage you to get a little bit more creative and kind of play around with your layout, but I know that this is new to many of you, so feel your comfort zone. Okay, so the first thing is I want to section my page. So I can section my page using the line tool. So if you haven't used the line tool, here's your chance. I'm going to make the stroke kind of thick so I could see it. Okay, and I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste it because I'm going to have 2 pages eventually. And I want to set it up so I have them, in 3 different sections. And if you want to kind of make sure that your page is divided equally, I kind of have a little trick that someone showed me, and it's been very helpful. So I'm going to make a square. And I'm going to copy and paste it. Change the color. Copy and paste. I'm essentially lining this up. Okay. This is confusing, ignore this part. But I have them all equal. I'm going to group them together, select all 3 of them. I'm going to stretch them. Me doing that allows me to see the equal parts of the layout. All right. So we've got 3 equal parts, and I actually want to add a label to each part. So we've got my type tool. I'll put title 1. Your titles will be in your assignment sheet. You can pick your own font if you'd like. Right, because I want to center this, and that pink line means nothing to me. So I'm gonna click and drag it, and I hold down my Option key. It makes a copy. So now I've got my 3 section titles. I want to fancy it up a little bit. I want to put a little border around my title. So if you want to do that, you can. Okay. Show you the preview, right? This is my page. That's what it looks like. I think I want to actually move these to the top instead, so I can select all of them and move them up. Right, so I'm going to replace these with the actual title in my assignment. I want to kind of just show you how I'm doing this. So I have two ways of making this larger. I can use the percentage. So I'll start off with like 200%. Kind of to fill the space a little bit. So I've got my one example of this. Pardon the siren. Okay. Right? And then copy and paste. And you'll see in your assignment sheet that you'll have different examples that you need to show. I'm trying to find where the other ones. So I want you to do an example, or show an example of the different things that you learned in Illustrator. I just want you to organize it so you get practice in InDesign doing that. And you'll be able to label it, copy and paste. So I think I have it in the assignment sheet. Just double check it, but it's like rotation, outline type manipulation, with compound shape, one with a letter and a shape, and then another one, so copy and then paste. And you're going to show me one with image, I'm sorry, with just a shape. So here's the first three. You're going to do 6 of these, right? You're going to do 6 sections because you're going to show me examples of all the things you did. Here is a shortcut in your second page so you can see this. But here's my InDesign pages layout. Instead of having to, like, you can remake the page, create a brand new one, or you can just click on this. You're going to drag it to the duplicate page button. And now you have 2 pages, and it's already set up because it's duplicating what you did before. And then you'll just have to update this title and then find the example of the image that you're looking for. Okay. So you should have 6 examples in your sampler. I think we've got the umbrella next. And then what I actually asked you to do is to do like create your own sort of copy. So you can do the last column, you can do something the same, up to you, something different. But I wanted you to have that last column as something you're free to make, or you can practice something. Okay. So your Illustrator files, they'll drop in just like anything else. Okay. So in here, I'll go to File, Place, same as your image. And I can pick some if you want to try, there's a keyboard command that allows you to move, like enlarge the frame and the image inside it together. So you can do hold down, Shift, Option, and Command all together at the same time while you drag the corner with your mouse, and it allows you to make it enlarge it at the same time. And then you're going to update this with the titles that I give you in your assignment sheet, information sheet. Okay, and then you'll save it. Right, file saved, so you'll update this. And you're going to create, you're going to export your file as JPEGs. Okay, so save, you're going to select 2 pages, so it will save out 2 JPEGs for you. For the resolution, make it 300, click export, and then you're going to upload your JPEGs to Canvas. Just follow the instructions, okay? Sorry, this one was kind of a lengthy one, but hopefully that helps you kind of set up your file, okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and don't forget to save.